Okay, welcome back to Mastering Python full course. Yeah, today I'm going to talk about
slicing and indexing in Python, right? So let's get it started. We have test.py here. Let's comment it out, right? Slicing and indexing are two fundamental concepts in Python, right? So they help you access specific elements in a sequence, such as list, tuple, or a string. And they help you access specific elements in a sequence, such as a list, tuple, or a string. By using these techniques, you can extract substrings from strings, filter lists, or extract columns, and you can extract columns from 2D list, among other things. Understanding how to use slicing and indexing is essential for working with data in Python. So let's dive in to understand these concepts in detail and provide real-life examples to help you understand how they work, right? Indexing in Python. Indexing. What is indexing? It is the process of accessing an element in a sequence using its position in the sequence, that is its index, right? So in Python, indexing starts from 0, which means the first element in the sequence is at the position 0 and the second element is at position 1 and so on, right? In Python, indexing starts from 0, which means the first element in a sequence is at position 0. The second element is at position 1 and so on, right? So to access an element in a sequence, you can use square brackets, right? You can use square brackets with the index of the element that you are going to access. So let's consider an example. For example, let's say my list, okay? So my list is equals to something like apple tree. So this is my list, okay? Let's now print my list. Let's try to print apple from this. In order to print apple, as we have already discussed, it always starts from 0, right? So in order to print the first element of my list, you need to keep 0 index here, right? So let's save it and run it, okay? And yes, you get apple here, right? This is how you can do it, right? So next, if you need to access the element of second position, that is position 1, right? Because list always starts from 0, right? 0, 1. You need to print banana, then you need to use this code, right? My list and position is 1. Let's save it and let's try to run it. Okay, Python. So in this code, in the above code, we have created a list called my list, right? We have created a list, that is my list. And then we use indexing to access the first element, that is apple. This line of code prints what? Output as apple. And similarly, this line of code here, output is what? Banana, because we have banana in position 1. So what have we learned? In this code, we have used my list, right? We have created a my list. In this code, we have created a list called my list, and then used indexing in order to access the elements, the first element and the second element, using their respective indices, right? For example, for apple, we have index 0, right? 0 index for apple and 1 index for banana. That's it. Okay, let me tell you something about slicing as well, right? Slicing in Python. So, slicing, it is the process of accessing a subsequence of a sequence, right? Indexing is the process of accessing an element in a sequence using its position in the sequence that is indexed, whereas slicing it is the process of accessing a subsequence, right? Accessing subsequence of a sequence by specifying a starting and ending index, right? So in Python you perform slicing using the colon operator. You need to use colon operator. This is colon operator, right? So that's it. Let's dive in. Okay, here is the syntax for slicing. Now let's say sequence sequence. We have a start, end index, right? This is how you can do slicing. Okay, here this is the syntax. Start index means the index of the first element in the subsequence, whereas end index is the index of the last element in the subsequence, excluding the element at the end index. Okay, this is end index is exclusive in nature, whereas start index is inclusive. You got it? For example, okay, so we were telling an example. To slice a sequence you can use square brackets. Okay, this is a syntax, right? And in order to slice a sequence you can use square brackets with the start and end indices separated by a colon, right? This is colon. Start index, you did start index and end index in order to slice a sequence, right? In order to create a subsequence from a given sequence. This is called slicing. For example, you are slicing a watermelon into two halves, then that is a type of slicing in Python, right? That was a general example. Okay, for example, we have my list, right? My list: apple, banana, cherry, strawberry. So I'm going to slice this list right now. Okay, so for slicing you need start index and end index separated by a colon, right? Where start index is inclusive in nature, whereas end index is exclusive in nature, right? So let's try to print it. My list, let's give a starting 1, then colon, end index 3. So the output will be banana and cherry, right? Because we are starting from 1 to 3, where third element is exclusive. 0, 1. At position 1 we have banana, so banana is inclusive, so it will print banana. And up to 3, so 1, 2, 3. This is 3, whereas this is 2. So 3 is exclusive in nature, so strawberry will not be in the subsequence. Only these two elements will be in the subsequence. Let's see whether it works or not. Let's save it and let's try to print, right? Python test.py. Test.py. Yeah, good. Banana, cherry, right? So this is how slicing works. In this code, we have used slicing to access a subsequence of my list containing the second and third elements, right? So you can also omit either the start index or the end index, right? You can omit any of these, right? Either start index or end index. If you don't give the start index here, then you will get all the elements up to the end index, whereas if you do not give end index here in this sequence, then you will get all the elements after the start index, right? That is, you can omit either the start index or end index in a slice in order to get all the elements from the beginning or end of the sequence. For example, okay, so let's try it. So for example, we have to print my list, right? My list. For now, let's omit start index, then let's see what happens. Okay, so 0, 1, 2 means it will print all the elements before this cherry, right? So let's see. Let's save it and let's run it. Yeah, got it, right? You got all the elements, that is apple, banana, right? Before this, cherry. This is how you can do. And another, okay, let's say print my list. Let's try to omit in index here, right? And let's see what happens. Okay, 0 1 2 means strawberry will be printed. We will get strawberry as output, right? As an output. Let's see, Python test.py. Okay, sorry, Python test.py. Look, cherry and strawberry. Okay, first element, okay, start index is inclusive, so you get cherry and strawberry, right? This is how you can do in this code. Okay, so let me give you, in the first line of code we get all the elements from the beginning of my list up to, but not including the element at index 2, right? So let's run it. Look, we get all the elements, right? We get all the elements from the beginning, that is apple, from apple up to the element at index 2, but not including cherry, right? Cherry is not included here. This is how you can make use of slicing in Python. Similarly, another, in the second line of code, let's say let's run it again. Okay, we get cherry and strawberry. We get all the elements, right, from index 2 to the end of my list, right? From index 2 to end of my list, 0 1 2, right? 2 is inclusive, starting index is inclusive, whereas ending index is exclusive. This is the thing that you need to know. This is very important while you are working with data in Python, so you need to be careful, right? So that's it for today.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of Pythonista? In this YouTube channel, we explore what it means to be a Pythonista, uncovering the secrets of Python programming and delving into the art of crafting elegant solutions with this versatile language. Join us on this exciting journey as we embrace the power of Python. Subscribe to iKHOMKODES today and embark on a journey of discovery and innovation.
Okay, welcome back to Master Python full course.
Let me give you another example as well, right? This is example of slicing and indexing. Suppose we have a string representing a sentence and we want to extract the first word from the sentence. Then we can do this using index. Using index, we need to extract the first word from a sentence. For example, okay, sentence is equals to let's say the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, right? So we have this sentence. Then we need to use indexing in order to extract the first word from the sentence. How can you do? Please let me know in the comment section as well. So my logic is first word. Okay, let's say it is first word and is equals to something, a sentence, right? Sentence. You need to find the length of the first word. The first word has length of 3, so you can simply print all the elements before third element, that is to start index is omitted here, and up to 3 you need to print up to 3. Let's see the works or not, right? So Python, what is this example of that? So did you get anything? No. Okay, you need to print the first word. Print first word. The output will be, let's see, okay, D. You got D as output, right? This is how you can extract the first word from a sentence. In this code, we have just used indexing to extract the first 3 characters from the sentences. That is sentence string. This is a string, right? Okay, this syntax and this line of code means that we are selecting all the characters from the beginning of the string of 2 but not including third, right? The character at index 3. This is how you can print the first word from a sentence as well. We could also extract the second and third words from the sentence using slicing, right? Okay, now let's try to print the second and third word as well, that is quick and brown, right? So in order to print that, you need to know the indexing. So let's copy it, right? In order to print second word, right? You can do just like this. It is okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quick. The second word starts from 4th position and ends at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. The ending index is exclusive in nature, so you need to go up to 9. Right. So that is starting from 4 and ending at 9. That is exclusive. Right. So. And let's print second word and let's try it, and you got, yeah, quick, you got the second word, right? So let's try to print the third element now. Third word is brown. In order to print this, you need to know the indexes of the position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? It is starting from 10th position and ending at 15, right? So sentence position starting from 10 to 15, right? So this is how you can do. And let's try it. Let's print the number. Let's print the word, third word, and you should get the third word, that is okay, brown. Got it? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we print the fourth word as well. Okay, so let's try to print the fourth word. Fourth word is fourth word. 4, right? So fourth word is sentence that is starting from, okay, so this is 15, 16, right? 16, 17, 18, 19, up to 19, okay? Starting from 16 to 19, right? 19 is exclusive. You just need to know that first index is, okay, starting index. Starting index, right? The starting index is inclusive in nature, whereas ending index is exclusive in nature. So let's print it. Print fourth word, and let's save it and run it, right? Python test.python. Python, this is example.py. Yeah, you got it. Fox. This is the fourth word, right? So in these examples, we have used slicing to extract a range of characters, right, from the sentence using indexing, right? So in these examples, we have used slicing to extract a range of characters from the sentence string, right? This is a string, sentence string. So we have just extracted a range of characters using slicing, right? This is the simple implementation of slicing. So the 4:9, this slicing means that we are selecting the character starting from index 4, that is inclusive, and ending at index 9, that is exclusive, right? Similarly, the 10:15 slice means we are selecting the character starting from index 10 and we are going up to 15, which is exclusive. 15th position is exclusive, right? 15 is exclusive, which corresponds to the third word, that is brown, right? 1, 2, 3, third word. Similarly, the 16:19 slice means we are selecting the character starting from index 16, which is inclusive, and going up to index 19, that is exclusive, which corresponds to the fourth word, that is fox, right? That's it. Okay. This is a simple illustration of slicing in Python, right? Okay, let me give you one more example. That is how to filter a list. Filter.py. Okay? So this is iKHOMKODES. Suppose we have a list of numbers and we want to extract all the odd numbers from the list. We can do this using slicing, right? So you have a number from 1 to 9 and you just want to filter the numbers that is odd, right? That are odd. you just want to filter the odd numbers only, then you can use slicing. Okay, let's try. Use of slicing to find, to extract the odd numbers only. Odd numbers in given number, right? Given list, right? Okay, let's try it. For example, we have a list called number is equals to, let's say, 1 to 2, 1 to 9. Okay, we have a list from 1 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 79. Yeah, this is a list, right? We have this list and we are going to extract only odd number from this list. Okay, how can you do? We can use filter. That is, we can filter this list by using slicing concept of Python programming, right? So let's get it started. Okay, so let's call it odd numbers, right? So odd numbers is equals to, here's the difference of 2, right? Because 1 plus 2, 3 plus 2, 5. You need to extract only the odd numbers, right? There's a gap of 2, right? You need to skip up to 3, from 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, and 7 to 9. So how can you do this? So you can make use of slicing in this type of problem, this type of logical problem, right? Okay, let's use double colon here, right? And we need to separate it. Okay, we need to skip up to 3 from 1, and 5 from 3, 7 from 5, 9 from 7, right? So there's a difference of 2. So you can simply enter 2 here, right? Let's check it and let's print that odd numbers and let's try it. Okay, so Python, we are going to run this. That is filter.py. Okay, yeah, we got it. Odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is how you can do. You can extract only odd numbers from the given list, right? Using slicing, right? Slicing concepts of Python programming. Okay, let me tell you the syntax, that is double colon 2. This slice means that we are selecting every other element starting from the first element, right? Which correspond to the odd numbers in the list. Since we only want the odd numbers, we start with the first index 0 and then select every element after that, right? Also, we can extract all the even numbers from the list using slicing, right? Now let's try to extract even numbers. So how can you do? Even numbers are starting from 2, 4, 6, 8, right? You need to print 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8 have to be extracted now. These are even numbers, so we need to extract these 2, 4, 6, and 8. So how can you do? Let's try it again. Okay, let's comment it. This was for odd numbers, and now let's try to extract the even numbers. Let's say even numbers is equals to, okay, so you need to start from first element, right? So that is 1 is to double colon, right? Double colon 2 plus this one. Okay, let's print it and see. So even numbers. Let's save it and let's try to run it again. Even numbers 1 is to 3. This is not working. Okay, you have to call this list. This is a minor error. Okay, let's try to run it again. Yes, you got 2, 4, 6, 8, right? This is how you can extract even numbers from this list, right? In this example, in this line of code, we have used slicing to extract every other element starting from the second element, that is index 1, right? Index 1. This is index 1 and here's a gap of 1, right? Skipping one element and printing, right? This is simple logic. Let me tell you again. We have used slicing to extract every other element starting from second element, that is 2, right? 2 is second element, which is at index 1, which corresponds to the even number in the list, and we printed all the even numbers. We get all the even numbers, right? This is how you can do. Let's try to extract column from a 2D list, right? Let's call it, okay, so let's call it 2d.py and try to, okay, how to extract value minus columns from 2D list, right? So here we have 2D list, right? 2D list. Now let's try to extract columns from a 2D list. Okay, so suppose we have a 2D list representing a table of data, right? And we want to extract a particular column from the table. We can do this using list comprehension and indexing as well, right? So how can we do this? We can do this using list comprehension and indexing, right? So yeah, for example, we have data, right? Here we have data as 1, 2, 3, and another data we have 4, 5, 6, right? 4, 5, 6. Similarly, we have 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. Right, so column is equals to row, row 1 for now, right? So will it work? Yeah, I think it will work. Row 1 for row in data, right? Similarly, print column. This will give the output 2, 5, and 8. How? In this code, we are going to use list comprehension, right? List comprehension to extract the second element, index 1, that is second element, right? Second element, index 1. And index always start from 0, right? Index always start from 0, so we are going to extract this second element, right? That is index 1 from each row in the data list. And then combine these elements into a new list, right? Called column. The row 1 syntax means that we are selecting the second element, right? Row 1 syntax, okay? This row 1 syntax means that we are selecting the second element from each row, which corresponds to the second column in the table, right? So row 1 represents the second element that is corresponding to the second column in the table, right? So we could also extract other columns from the table by changing the index in the list comprehension. So let's now try this, and let's save it and run it. Okay, so we get 2, 5, 8, right? Okay, then next we can simply try column 0 element, column 0 is equals to row 0 for row in data, right? So and column 2 is equals to row 2 in data for row in data, right? So let's print column 0 and print column 2. Here column 0 prints 147, whereas column 2 prints 369. Am I right? Let's check it. Yes, you are right. Column 0 represents, okay, row 0, that is row 0 for row in data. Row 0 for row in data, that is element at index 0, that is 1, and index element at index 0, that is 4, element at index 0, that is 7, right? This is how you can extract. In this example, we have used indexing to select the first and third element, right? First and third element of each row, right? This is row, right? Row 0, row 1, row 2. Because indexing always start from 0, right? 0, 1, 2. So we have simply extracted the first and third element using indexing, which correspond to the first and third columns in the table, right? So let's try again. Let's call it modify list, right? Modify list.py. This is iKHOMKODES. Suppose we have a list of numbers and we want to modify, right? We want to modify the values of some of the elements in the list. We can do this using slicing, right? To get it, suppose we are given a list of numbers and we want to modify the values of some of the elements in the list. In order to modify the values of some of the elements in the list, we can use slicing. So let's get started. Okay, so suppose we have a list, right? The list has numbers, okay? Numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? This is a list of numbers 1 to 9, and we have to alter the numbers, right? We have to modify the numbers. Let's say we are going to change the number 2, 3, 4, right? The elements like 2, 3, 4 into 20, 30, and 40. So how can you do? How can you modify these numbers in the list, right? It's like, okay, so in order to modify, you have to do this just like this. 1 is to 4, right? You are going to modify the numbers at the index 0, 1, that is index 1 up to here, right? Up to 4. So 4 will be exclusive, so you need to go up to index 4, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In order to modify the elements 2, 3, 4, that is at index 1, 2, 3 respectively, right? So you need to go up to 4 and it equals to, let's modify the number with what? We have just said 20, 30, and 40, right? So this is how we can modify the elements in the list, right? Let's print the numbers. Let's see whether it. Okay, before that, let's check it. Okay, look, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Now we have all the elements in the list, but we need to modify this. Okay, using this line of code, you can modify. You can uncomment it and save it. So let's run it again, right? So hey, see, the numbers has been modified, right? The numbers at the position 1 to 4, right? Starting index is always inclusive, whereas ending index is exclusive in nature. So the numbers in indexes 1, 2, 3 are changed to these numbers, right? 2 is changed to 20, 30 in place of 3, whereas 40 in place of 4, right? 3 has changed to 30 and 4 has changed to 40. This is how you can modify the parts of a list, right? Isn't it interesting? Yeah. In this line of code, we have used slicing, right? To select a range of elements from the numbers list, that is indices 1 to 3. And then replace these elements with a new list of elements, right? 20, 30, and 40. The result is that the elements at indices 1 to 3 in the numbers have been replaced with the new values, right? So, okay, we have another option as well. We can insert some of the data in this list as well, right? In order to insert the new elements into the list, we can use slicing. Slicing is very important when you work with data in Python, right? So let's say numbers 4 is to 4, right? Is equals to, let's say, 40 and 50. So 4 is to 4, we need to insert new elements in this new list, right? So you can add 50 and 60, right? Okay. So simply you need to insert 50 and 60 over here, and let's see what happens. So let's run it. Yeah, we got the new list with the addition of these 50 and 60, right? Insertion of these new elements 50 and 60. In this line of code, we have used slicing to insert 50 and 60, right? New elements, that is 50 and 60 at index 4, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 elements are inserted at this position, right? 4th index in the numbered list. Okay, the slicing, that is 4 is to 4. This slice means that we are inserting the new list at the index 4, that is before the element at the index 4, but not deleting any existing elements. Yeah, isn't it interesting? Yeah, this slicing and indexing is very important when you work with data in Python, right? In this episode, we have discussed the concepts of slicing and indexing in Python and provided several examples how they can be used to manipulate lists and strings. Slicing and indexing are powerful tools that can greatly simplify certain tasks in Python program, such as selecting subsets of data, modifying lists, and extracting substrings. By understanding these concepts, using them effectively in your code, you can become a more efficient and effective Python programmer. Until then, happy coding, have a nice day.